Very good evening. Today, my seminar topic is on comparative drug release and brain accumulation of nevirapine from lipid and polymeric nanoparticles. So here, blood-brain barrier is a challenging aspect for CNS disorder treatment. Blood-brain barrier is a physiological barrier that is composed of tight junctions of capillary endothelial cell that are non-fenestrative, restricting the entry of most of the drug molecule. So the drug molecule which are low molecular size, low molecular weight, lipophilic, they can easily cross, whereas the high molecular weight, large molecular size, hydrophilic molecule cannot cross, resulting in poor therapeutic concentration in brain, poor bioavailability, making the treatment unsuccessful. One such CNS disorder is HIV encephalopathy, where the virus enters the brain, infects, replaces the immune cell, causes pathogenesis, and causes loss of memory, that is dementia. So conventional therapy, that is highly active antiretroviral therapy, is available, but it fails to treat because they are very long-term therapy, causes drug resistance, patient becomes inconvenient for the patient in compliance. Moreover, the drugs are given orally, so they undergo fast metabolism. Moreover, efflux proteins are present in the blood-brain barrier that causes the rebound of the drug in the systemic circulation. One drug most commonly applied in heart therapy is nevirapine, which is a BCS2 drug, which is having poor aqueous solubility but highly lipophilic drug. When this drug is given orally, it causes fast metabolism, so resulting in poor concentration in the brain. Several strategies are being followed for brain-targeted delivery in neurosurgical, physiological, however based on pharmacological strategy, that is nanoparticles are used as a carrier. Polymeric nanoparticle and solid lipid nanoparticles are used as the nanoparticles. So what are its advantages? The first one, they are small size, then they are capable of carrying any type of hydrophilic, hydrophobic drug, then they are having target specific delivery, surface can be easily modified, then reduction in dose frequency, so patient compliance is there, biodegradable and biocompatible. Polycaprolactone is used as the polymer, which is a US FDA approved polymer having molecular weight 10,000. It is safe to be used in human as recommended by FDA, non-toxic, inert and biocompatible for preparing polymeric nanoparticle. Cocambuter, a lipid obtained from Garcinia indica, is used as a lipid that is consisting of 80% stearic, oleic, stearic SOS, triglyceride, that is equivalent to the physiological lipid. Its melting point is equivalent to body temperature, so they are easily accessible, cost-effective, biocompatible, biodegradable. Then the surface modification is required in nanoparticle because of small size. When they are in blood circulation, they are easily recognized by the phagocytes. It is the RES system. Actually, the opsonine protein present in the blood can absorb on the surface, that is easily recognized by the phagocytes, macrophages, reticular system, causing the phagocytosis, reduction in the amount of nanoparticle reaching the targeted site. That it is the poor bioavailability of the drug. So coating is the essential phenomena. It's one of the strategy followed. Several other strategies are there like ligand-based strategy. So coating is done by polysorbate 80. When polysorbate 80 coating is done, it increases the long circulation time of the nanoparticle in the blood because it avoids oxygenation and hence phagocytosis. When it reaches the brain, it acts as a low density lipoprotein and act on the low density lipoprotein receptor. Actually, it mimics low density lipoprotein and deliver the drug by receptor mediated endocytosis. Moreover, it's a passive diffusion and non-invasive technique. Method, result and discussion. So first of all, pre-formulation study was carried out to check the drug excipient compatibility, identification of the drug and excipient and all, and everything was found with positive results. Optimization was carried out for homogenization speed, that was optimized at 20,000 RPM, ultrasonication time 20 minutes, organic solvent aqueous phase 3:10. These are the drug is to polymer ratio, drug is to lipid ratio, and the quantity of the surfactant. So the nanoparticle polymeric were prepared by emulsion solvent evaporation technique and lipid nanoparticle nanoprecipitation technique. So here the physicochemical characterization that were carried out, it was found like the coated nanoparticle they were found to be always bigger than the uncoated nanoparticle, here in this case also. This is because of the presence of the coated polysorbate tube, which actually increases the size. In both the cases, it is similar. Now, if you see the entrapment and drug loading, there is no significant change after coating, which shows like drug remain intact. Then the zeta potential, there is a reduction in zeta potential. This is for polymeric, it was minus 72. After coating with PAT, it is minus 16. Then this is lipid, minus 23. After coating, minus 8 points. So reduction in negativity shows that the drug can easily cross the blood-brain barrier, as because the blood-brain barrier is negative in charge. Morphology, surface characteristic, all the uncoated nanoparticles, this is polymeric lipid, they are having very smaller size, below 100. TAM images, it shows that they are very smaller in size, 50 nanometer. After coating, their size increases. This is for polymeric, polysorbate 80 coated. The coating layer can be easily seen. This is for lipid. The coating layer can be seen. It actually increases the size to 200 nanometer. Next, in vitro drug release study. Dissolution, we all know it's a significant phenomenon which shows the amount of drug release into the systemic circulation per unit time. So the extent of drug release can be studied by dissolution study. Different types are there. In our case, we have used dialysis bag technique using USP dissolution apparatus 2, using phosphate buffer as a dissolution cube. Phosphate buffer pH is 7.4. That is actually equivalent to our physiological blood pH, because the drug is to be administered IV route. Co-solvent is PEZ 50%, and the rotation of the shaft is set at 100 RPM. Temperature maintained at 37 plus minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. Periodic time interval, with the help of a prepared 10 ml of sample was withdrawn. That was replaced by 10 ml of phosphate buffer. That is to maintain the same condition. Amount of drug release was obtained from the calibration curve of calibration curve of nevirapine by determining its absorbance using UV visible spectrophotometer 214. Whatever the data concentrations were obtained, they were fitted in different kinetic models, and the mechanism was obtained from Kostner-Papers model. So here, this is for polymeric and this is for lipid. In the case of polymeric nanoparticle, the uncoated one could release only for 12 hours, whereas the coated nanoparticle, it releases up to 36 hours. So there is an increase in the drug release. So you can say 83% drug is released for polymeric, and for a coated polymeric 96 in 36 hours. So amount of drug release was extended for 36 hours. Similarly, for lipid nanoparticle also we can see for 12 hours, and here so in lipid also we can see 91% drug was released in 12 hours, whereas after coating 92%. So in this case, the coated polymeric nanoparticle releases more quantity of drug in 36 hours than comparison to the coated lipid nanoparticles. Then drug release kinetic, already I told. So here all the models, like when we compare, we found like Higgins drug release model was best suited for all coated and uncoated because of highest correlation coefficient. So it shows the diffusion control drug release. On the other hand, the mechanism of N is lying between 0.45 to 0.8, which actually shows that the drug is determined, the mechanism is following a non-pecan diffusion. So we can say like both diffusion and swelling is followed for the drug to get released from the polymer as well as the lipid matrix. So when we go for the in vivo distribution study, these are for uncoated. This is uncoated polymeric and this is uncoated lipid nanoparticle. Here what we have found, like more amount of drug was accumulated in liver, kidney, spleen. You can see here. Whereas brain also few quantity, blood also very less, comparatively few quantity of drugs are being present. When we go for the coated, this is the coated polymeric and this is the coated lipid. Here the thing is opposite, like if you see liver, kidney, spleen, the liver, kidney, spleen, here what is there? The quantity of drug is reduced, whereas in brain it becoming more. In blood also it becoming more. That means what? The coated nanoparticle remains in blood circulation for long period of time in comparison to uncoated nanoparticle, because of which more quantity of drug could reach the blood-brain barrier, crosses the blood-brain barrier, hence more quantity of drug was observed in brain. So here when we see the brain concentration and drug concentration in brain for this is polymeric and for this is lipid, what we have found like in brain, for 24 hours the drug was released. for coated. Similarly, for uncoated, it could not release below 10 after, not even after 10 hours the drug were present, very minor quantity. And like for pure drug, no drug could release. So here also similar the results were obtained. Next, the pharmacokinetic parameter. This is, we have seen like Tmax, the maximum at 4 hours. In all the cases at 4 hours, maximum concentration of the drug would be observed in the brain as well as in blood. So the coated nanoparticle at 5.88 for in brain for polymeric coated nanoparticle. This is 5.939 for coated lipid nanoparticle. Maximum drug was obtained in comparison to the uncoated and pure drug. So what we can say, the Cmax was obtained at Tmax. Now similarly the AUC was also greater for coated nanoparticle. And here the mean residence time was also increased for the drug, both in blood as well as brain when it was coated. This shows that drug remained in circulation for a long period of time. Now when it was observed with CLSM, it could be found like this is DAPI for staining the cell tissues, and this is carboxyfluorosine, 6-carboxyfluorosine for nanoparticles. So when it is merged, it found like initially at 30 minutes less concentration could reach the brain. When increasing time, highest intensity fluorescence was observed in 4 hours, and this shows the result similar with the previous result, that in 4 hours maximum concentration of drug was obtained, that is Cmax. So this satisfied those results. And after 24 hours, very slight fluorescence intensity could be observed. So the drug was released in brain by nanoparticle in 24 hours. Similar results were followed for solid lipid nanoparticle, the coated nanoparticle. So what we can conclude from here is that like the nanoparticle are very much significant in delivering the drug to the brain when it is surface modified. In our case, the polysorbate 80 is used as a surface modification technique. So it also extended the drug release up to 36 hours in the blood, and which is essential to reach the targeted site. Long-term circulation to reach the targeted site, then amount of drug release will be also more. So here also we found like the drug whichever is released in the brain is within the therapeutic window, that is very much significant in treating the disease HIV encephalopathy. And overall both polymeric as well as lipid, they are equivalent in targeting the brain and releasing the drug within the therapeutic concentration. But if we compare both, cocoa butter is naturally obtained lipid, so it is cost effective. It is biodegradable, non-toxic. Moreover, it has already been, it's edible. Local people, they are using it as health drink and some culinary purpose, and also they are non-toxic, biodegradable. And moreover, lipid nanoparticles, they are very much easy scale up, large scale production in comparison to polymeric nanoparticles. So overall, if I compare both, what I can say is that the lipid nanoparticle are most significant over polymeric nanoparticle in targeted drug delivery, that is to the brain for the delivery of Navirapan. So these are my references, and thank you very much.